I am buzzing. I am riding the high of last night. For those of you listening, me and Austin went to the game last night, Magic Cavs. Listen, those first two games as a Magic fan, watched the Cavs just kind of beat us up. They were stronger, more physical, just better. They just looked like the better team. I mean, that's what you told me. You were like, the Cavs on paper have just better players. The Magic are younger, more inexperienced. But last night, man, Orlando was rocking, bro. I mean, the energy in there was crazy.
It was a good scene to just be a part of. Obviously, it's been a while for the Magic, and even more so having a young competitive team that has a ceiling height that seems very far away from where we're at now. So to see them go compete and just take that win, they took the Cavs' spirit immediately. It looked like the Cavs just were disinterested in the game by like halftime. It just like they just waved the white flag.
Yeah.
Disappointed in that in terms of just the game we went to. I would have liked it to be a little bit of a ball game. Nobody really wants to watch a blowout, even if it is the team that you're cheering for. You want to see some type of entertaining basketball. That was not the case. Donovan Mitchell looked a little bit physically like he didn't look like himself.
Yeah.
I saw him he didn't have his burst. He didn't have his first step. After the game, I saw him hobbling to the bus with some ice packs on his knees. Now he could just be sore.
Right.
So I don't want to put too much into that. But he just looked like something wasn't right. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley continued to dominate Mosley.
Well, Evan Mobley only had 2 rebounds. I mean, he wasn't the same as he was the first couple games. No. What was different about this game? I mean, you saw it up close and personal last night. What was different about the Magic this game? Obviously, making shots helps, right? The Magic weren't making shots initially, the first couple games. But what was different to you? For me, the Cavs had a hard time matching the Magic's energy. And that is a Jalen Suggs thing. Jalen Suggs' energy was all time. Seeing it up close, he would leave the huddle and go pump up the fans and just engage with the fans, pound his chest. He was talking trash to Tristan Thompson the entire game. Niang talks trash the entire game. I had no idea. This guy's running up and down the court, just talking trash to the entire Magic team. I don't know what that is. But Jalen Suggs' energy, I just felt like the Cavs had a hard time matching it.
Yeah. Suggs did a great job, raising the energy. Him and Cole Anthony usually do that when they get in the game. I thought Cole Anthony had a good game too. He's struggled in the first 2 games. Their bench in general struggled the first 2 games versus the Cavs. Last night, they had a whole different level of energy. Jonathan Isaac hit some big threes, shooting the ball well. Cole Anthony had some threes, attacking the basket. And then obviously you have that energy, to start the game with Suggs and some of those other guys. He's one of the better defenders that we have in the league at the perimeter spot. Case in point last night, just really making it difficult on Donovan, and as well as Karis LeVert and Garland. I mean, they throw him on everybody. So big game for the Magic, man. They make it a series. Now it's 2-1, which is what you want to see. You want to see competitive basketball. I mean, it is what it is. Happy for the city of Orlando. Happy for this young team. Will they win the series? Again, I don't see it happening. But when you win one game at home, and it's 2-1, now it's competitive.
Right.
What the Magic have to expect as a young team is that the Cavs are going to come back ready to play. The Magic were talking a lot yesterday. You saw even George Niang said, you got one game. Relax.
Right.
These are guys who have played before in the playoffs plenty of times. George Niang's been in playoff games and battles with Philly and a couple other teams. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell's had a plethora of runs. They're going to come back game 4 and try to steal one at home, because if you steal one at home, now it's 3-1. Series is pretty much
right.
I don't want to say it's over,
but most of the time.
But a lot of times it is. So yeah, we'll see. Big game for them, game 4.
And you were, I was talking to you during the game, and I was like, man, did you expect this at all? Magic were up 40, a couple minutes ago in the game. After being pretty much dominated from start to finish the first 2 games, and the Cavs ended up winning both games about around like 15 points. And then the Magic to swing in and be up by 40 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Is this just one of those series where every game is going to be like a blowout? The home team's just going to dominate. We've seen series like that in the past before, where just the home team kind of just wins every game. You told me last night, you looked at me and you go, isn't it crazy how one game can change everything? Now the Magic are up 40 and everyone's all positive about it. Before the game started, we were like, hopefully it's not a sweep. You know what I mean? Like obviously we took a little turn negative town, but it's crazy what one game could do in a playoff series.
Yeah, every game feels like a new chapter is being written. You lose game one, the world's over. You lose game two, series is over. We suck. You win game three, now it's a series. We can win. We can beat it. Just every single game is a new story. The playoffs feels that way. It feels like you either are up or you're down heavy because each game just carries so much weight. And we're seeing it case in point with the team out west down 0-3.
Yeah, and we'll get to them. I mean,
I can't wait.
It's gonna be a different kind of conversation. Listen, we got to talk about the story of the game though. Paolo, he's 21 years old. This is his second year in the NBA. Last night he had 31, 14, and 5, 0 turnovers. He is, I'm going to rattle off some stuff for you.
Rattle them all.
The youngest player with 30 points, 10 rebounds in a playoff game since LeBron James in 2006. The first player to record 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists while playing fewer than 30 minutes in a playoff game in NBA history.
Okay.
He's the first player with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 0 turnovers in a playoff game in Magic history. And he's the youngest player with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 0 turnovers in a playoff game in NBA history. It was an historic performance by Paolo in less than 30 minutes. Seeing him up close and personal, man, he was hitting tough shots. How amazed were you by him? I mean, those were tough little mid-range turnarounds, very like mellow-y stuff.
Made T-Mac proud. T-Mac was first row, sitting there getting a lot of love as he should. Orlando Magic legend. And Paolo was sitting there doing his best impression. Back downs, the fadeaways. It doesn't look as fluid as T-Mac's.
Yeah.
Paolo's a little bit more, bulldozer-like.
Different bodies.
Yeah.
Different body.
But hey, listen, efficient nonetheless. Paolo had a great game, last night. And, to your point, to be that young and having this type of impact on the game and the city, for that matter. He's the best player on a young and rising team. And it seems like he's consistently forgotten about and lost in the weeds. When we talk about it all the time, all these young faces of the league, all these young stars, they never, ever would dare throw out a Paolo Banchero.
Who is doing this in their second year in a playoff game?
Yeah. So it's like all these young guys that we do herald and put out there. It's like, where the fuck they at right now? You know what I mean? It's like the guys that are constantly on Instagram, the guys who constantly are always getting articles written about them or have highlights. Paolo's game isn't flashy, first and foremost, for people. And again, he does make highlight plays. Let's not get it twisted. We see him catch a body here and there, or he has a nice move, game winner. He's capable. But his game is built on just getting it done. He gets it done. The numbers are there. The success is there. What's written in black and white ink is there. I see it with him. There's no denying it. The issue is, maybe it's a smaller market. I don't want to call Orlando a small market because we're not. We're not, OKC here. You know what I mean? That's a smaller market.
Right.
But, we're in the middle. Orlando, I can't even give you reasons. I can't say they're not a competitive team. For the most of the season, they were like fighting for like a top seed in the East, to be completely honest. Right. And then they trickled down as the end here, but they're 2-1 in a series with Cleveland. Their best player is barely old enough to have a drink. Franz, all these other guys are mad young. Even the vet leadership that they have on the team are guys that barely really play. So it's not like it's a healthy mix. You're not seeing a Minnesota team where you have Ant next to Michael Conley also playing 30 minutes. Right. Karl Towns, who's been in the league for 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, whatever it's been. Like those guys are like seasoned vets. Right. Obviously, Michael Conley is even more than that. He's like a whole bottle of season. But the Magic, Joe Ingles plays like 5 minutes, 6 minutes before his tank runs empty. I'm sorry, man. Watching that guy run up and down the court, bro, I sit there and just, it's
but the magic with
it's
him
hard
is,
to watch.
The special stuff with him is not on the court.
I get all that.
You see him on the bench and you see everything he's doing.
I see it.
He seems like a great guy to have on the bench and being around the team and stuff like that. Magic didn't have that the last couple of years.